don't like, even if it's a segment of fans, I don't like that they're upset. And that really bugged the shit out of me. And it's not how I've operated.
The WWE WrestleMania Behind the Curtain documentary just aired and just concluded. And it's time to talk about what exactly took place, what we learned, what we already knew, and all the details pertaining to that documentary and WrestleMania 40. So many great things were explained. So many things were told exactly what we thought they were. So let's dive into it all right now. The WWE WrestleMania 40 Behind the Curtain documentary. So the documentary starts off with Triple H basically talking about how 80% of the WrestleMania card was completed by October of the previous year. So October of 2023 going into WrestleMania in April of 2024. The idea of having Cody Rhodes win the Royal Rumble was to kind of give Cody a hot year between WrestleManias. Since he lost at WrestleMania 39, he said in quote, give Cody a hot year, which is where he won the tag team titles with Jey Uso, built a relationship with Jey Uso, and all the things he was able to do in between there, the matches with Brock Lesnar, etc. And to go on for him to win the 2024 Men's Royal Rumble match, and to kind of test the waters to see the reaction to Cody winning that event before they said anything or penciled in anything regarding him winning wrestling Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40 for the undisputed WWE Championship. Now, The Rock had met with Nick Khan and Ari Emanuel and Triple H even in December of 2023. Remember back when The Rock was a guest on the Pat McAfee show in Colorado, then he was on SmackDown, and then the first of the year he did that thing with Jinder Mahal on Raw. So the plans were in motion since December to get The Rock back for WrestleMania to go against Roman Reigns in the main event, the biggest blockbuster main event of all time. Now, Triple H also did confirm that CM Punk versus Seth Rollins was the penciled-in match for the World Heavyweight Championship, which is something we already knew. But what I thought was fascinating is that WWE told the entire story from The Rock's point of view, from Cody's point of view, not necessarily from Roman's point of view, because I think that they're still building with Roman Reigns. Maybe when Roman comes back sometime this year and so forth, they'll be able to create another documentary, but this one's strictly based off the perspective of Roman Reigns. But seemingly so, everything that was said in the documentary had basically been confirmed by media outlets like Sean Ross Sapp from Fightful, but really kind of played into everything that we thought happened. The only one who knew about Cody Rhodes winning the Royal Rumble but not facing Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, the only two people that knew that were Cody Rhodes and Triple H, because Triple H had met with Cody earlier that day of the Royal Rumble this year to talk about that. I love how Cody made the reference in his bus, because remember when Cody was on SmackDown, he essentially gave up his spot to The Rock. He said, unquote, "Forgive me if I don't seem overly enthusiastic tonight." And there are so many pictures online of that moment where Cody says, he won the Royal Rumble, but he won't be facing Roman Reigns, and he calls out The Rock because he had counsel. And the face that Cody made, shaking the Rock's hand, hugging him, and then leading him to Roman and leaving the ring, that was a real reaction from Cody, and a lot of fans, I personally think that was the most well-known photo from that entire night. It wasn't Rock and Roman having the stare down. It was Cody's face that he made, and it was real. And they showed behind-the-scenes footage of Cody on the bus, getting emotional about not being in that main event spot. But what I also thought was fascinating is that The Rock was the one who made the call to pivot, change the main event, came up with the idea of the final boss turning heel, all that stuff. Now, from the fans' perspective, looking at this before the documentary, a lot of people claim that The Rock kind of came in, threw his weight around, he was on the board, threw his weight around, and took the spot of Cody Rhodes, and really was a jerk. And from what we saw in this documentary, that wasn't necessarily true. He said, in quote, that I don't like the fans upset, that it kind of pissed him off. He doesn't like to be, or he said that it bugged the shit out of him, is what he said. He doesn't like the fans to be upset at all. He came up with the idea to pivot, give the match to Cody, build something bigger with Roman Reigns down the road, because that's the blockbuster match. Finish the storyline with Cody and Roman. Then do, obviously, The Rock and Roman at a later time. Created the final boss. Nick Khan, Triple H, Ari Emanuel, they all love this idea. And this documentary basically took heat, in my opinion, it took heat off of The Rock for having such pull with this whole thing leading up to WrestleMania, even through WrestleMania. So I think it did justice to take a lot of heat off The Rock, make him seem, that it was his idea to change it, opposed to just throwing his weight around and putting himself in there. Brian Gewirtz, which he was a former WWE writer, huge part in this, one of The Rock's, best guys, best right-hand man when it comes to this stuff. Really helped develop a lot of the storylines with The Rock in WrestleMania. Rock obviously brought him in to do that. They were also the ones that came up with the idea for the tag team match for night 1 of WrestleMania 40, which was fascinating to learn. What I really did enjoy most out of this entire documentary is that we saw the development of the relationship between Triple H and The Rock. Over the years, these guys went toe-to-toe with each other in the ring, but also outside of the ring. There's so many reports, so many stories of them not liking each other, not being friendly, purely in the spirit of competition. And now that they're both out of the game, so to say, and The Rock's on the board, Triple H is running creative, they are able to have a actual relationship, come together and work together, because they have a similar goal in mind, that is to bring WWE up and make it the best that it can be. So to me, seeing them embrace each other so many times throughout this documentary, and Triple H even mentioning to The Rock during one of their hugs, like, he's so glad that he gets to do this with him now. Like, it was actually, to me, it was my favorite part of the documentary, to see where their relationship is now. Now, what I thought was really great about this is that they kind of left us on a cliffhanger, because right after Cody Rhodes won the WWE title at WrestleMania, walked through the curtain and embraced Triple H, they both said, all right, what do we do now? We have 8 hours to start fresh. WrestleMania is come and gone. What do we do now? And I think that the reasoning for this documentary airing in July, instead of when they said it would, like months ago, I think this is planting the seeds for The Rock to come back now. SummerSlam time, maybe after SummerSlam. Give us the Rock and Cody match, and then lead to Rock and Roman at WrestleMania, or Rock, Roman, Cody, whatever you want to do. I'm obviously, I have a pen, but I'm not penciling in this stuff. I think that it's part of the storyline. This documentary was placed specifically at this moment in time, to remind us that the final boss is there, to remind us of all the fun and entertainment we had during WrestleMania. I was there at WrestleMania 40, involved with all the festivities. I was invited by WWE as media, and honestly, it was the best time I've ever had at a wrestling event. And all the stuff leading up to that with The Rock and Roman and Cody and Seth, everything was honestly one of my favorite, if not my favorite, wrestling story of all time. The Rock being, or saying, the final boss is one of the greatest heels of all time, and now he can really be like a jerk, in nice terms that I'll leave it. So now I think that this documentary has been done now, or posted now, to remind us The Rock is still lurking in the background. He's coming for Cody. Roman is coming back. Don't forget about Roman. Seth's doing his thing. Cody's doing his thing. Brought all the excitement, all the fun back from WrestleMania, and now we're going to go into summer with SummerSlam, going on to WrestleMania. A lot of stuff about to take place. I, as a wrestling fan, but as someone who also is involved with wrestling in this capacity, online content creation, I loved the documentary. I thought it was great. I thought it told a great story. It also leads us to see what comes next in the story. I want to thank you all for tuning in, checking out this reaction/recap of the WWE WrestleMania Behind the Curtain documentary. If you haven't already, subscribe down below. There'll be more videos and interviews and different things coming your way. So I'll see you in the next one. And if you haven't yet, like I said, subscribe. Go watch my latest interview with Jonathan Coachman. See you in the next one. Peace.